Life finds a way. Hi everyone, it's Mike Levin. Friday, March 16th, 2018 at around 8:30 a.m. and I'm going to try and do one of the quickest unboxings of my life. I have here got the Microsoft Surface Book 2, the best laptop right now. And I'm at a point where I really feel that while I'm doing the best work in my life, I should be using best tools of my life. And having a very Amiga computer bias, I have some pretty high standards. And I gotta say, there's two companies on the planet right now that are trying real hard because of whatever complexes they have. Exploding Note 7s has made the Note 8. And I don't want to make this a Note 8 video, and I am time rushed, but for anyone who is into, you know, that sort of rectangular Apple design, the obelisk that they were getting at after the iPhone 1, this is where it's at. It's not the iPhone X or whatever they're calling it. This is the unopinionated black rectangular rounded corner box, which, by the way, has the #1 criteria in all my new hardware these days, which is a stylus. A stylus which you can just pull out and you know, start drawing and writing on like an artist's tablet. I'm not gonna make it into a Note 8 video. Maybe I'll show you more on that later. But for right now, let's unbox this thing with as much speed as I possibly can, because today's the office move and I want to be settling into my new personal laptop to make myself extremely location independent. And I've had the Surface Pro 4 before. This is not a Surface, even though that screen does come unattached, and I hope to be able to demonstrate that to you. This is something unlike anything that's come before it. This is Microsoft putting that same kind of desperate Hail Mary design, and knowing that they're an organization that should be able to do this, that should be able to, you know, kick ass in all their hardware, just like Samsung. So this is Microsoft all in on making sure that they are able to reposition themselves from mostly a software company to a hardware. Now, of course, they've been doing mice and Xboxes for years, and laptops now for a good time. This is second generation hardware, I have to say. And everything about the MacBook Pros, and I must be about, not just Pros, but I must be about, you know, 4 or 5 MacBooks in, 6 or 7 MacBooks in over the years. And this is the first time, well, I got that Surface Pro 4 about a year ago, cracked the screen, and this thing is still working like a charm. It's cracked pretty darn bad, so it takes a beating and keeps on computing. And that is ultimately what sold me on spending the big bucks. And believe me, it is big bucks for this thing. But in my estimation, it's totally worth it. I got the $300 or the $250 2-year service plan. So if anything goes wrong, even accidents, I send it in and they fix it. And I saved the money on the pen because I already had the pen from the Surface Pro 4. And all I'm gonna do really is turn this thing on. Let's see how easy it is to turn it on, right? So even the power key is a little tricky to find here, isn't it? Oh, it's right on top, of course. This is an all-in-one or a convertible device. There's your Windows logo. This is first power on. I'm not even gonna go through that registration and stuff. I'm gonna do that all at the office at work. But what I'm gonna do today is just the unattachment of the screen. I'm not sure if I even have to wait for that to boot up to start. Just a moment. Let's see how software independent that hardware conversion is. Did you see it unattach? Oh, they recommend you hold down that front place, flip it around, and this is the unboxing. Unboxing finished. Convertible. Yeah, I saw a dot appear, so the stylus actually even has enough software to work before any of the configuration. That's a pretty big deal. And you know, the downside of these types of things is normally the keyboard on the back getting that, you know, kind of, what is it, keytar feeling when you're using that, but this doesn't have it. Also, this fold here, look at that, this design, this portfolio fold, okay? It's a little awkward when you open it back up and now you've got a keyboard and a screen, but it's the same deal. You hit that, you wait for the light to stop, and you turn it around. Now, in my prior life where everything was like sort of a gentle earthquake, I don't think I could have had a laptop like this. But now here in Irby, where that tiny little studio that you'll be seeing more of is my, you know, I guess bedroom. And this is my living room. I'd like to say kitchen, but our awesome chef in resident, Brendan, is moving on to bigger and better things. We'll probably be getting a new guy here. So while this may be my living room back here with Wi-Fi and with an even better facility across the street where you can sit and work all day in a kind of, you know, what is that, remote work kind of facility? Irby is set up that way. You don't need WeWork if you're an Irby resident. You can even schedule meetings to meet here and have rooms for yourself. And you can join the very cable TV style cooking shows that are here. Well, this is neither a Note 8 video, nor is it an Irby video. So I will just take my Note 8, put it in my pocket, and gather my things and get ready for an interesting day of work where this laptop really comes into play, because I'm someone who really cares about my tools. And when I'm doing what in my mind with this Pipulate thing, free and open source SEO software, is some of the best work of my life, I'm gonna be working on some of the best tools I've ever used. And that's a very tall order for someone who has been spoiled by the Amiga and pretty much thinks everything since is crap. And can't believe that it's Microsoft that this is coming from. It's a pretty good platform once you have the Ubuntu Linux bash kernel installed for the bash shell, which is as every bit as good of a Linux system as any other Linux I've used. There's some graphics issues they need to work out, but I'm not on Linux server for graphics apps. So thanks for joining me. Hope to see you soon, and don't forget to subscribe.